One, I am going to show you a short tutorial on how to use the tool called WordArt. This is one of our assignments in Unit 2. WordArt is actually not only a tool, but it's also an activity. It's where you take a collection of words and make art or a picture out of them. So let's get started. We're going to go to the tool called WordArt. So in your address bar, you can type wordart.com. You can see I've been there before, so it autofills for me. And then the reason that I like this tool, there are lots of different tools to create WordArt. The reason that I like this tool is, one, I don't have to create an account, and I can just click Create Now. And two, all of the things that I have to do are just laid out for me on the left-hand side. So we'll get started by going to words. What you want to do is you want to think of words that you're going to put into your picture, and then come over here and click Import. The reason I click Import is because I want to type in all of my words, kind of like I'm word processing. Sorry, my Grammarly is popping up right now. So think about this. Why would I want to use WordArt? Well, maybe you want kids to kind of absorb a concept, or maybe you're teaching them spelling words, and this could be a way for them to practice their spelling words. Maybe you are doing a biography unit and you want the students to characterize the person that they are studying. Or perhaps you've just read a book and you want the students to come up with the main characters of the book, or the theme of the book, or all of the adjectives that they heard. Do you see that WordArt is a tool that can be used in an endless amount of ways as an education tool? I hope so. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to use WordArt today to talk about ourselves. And then you also have an assignment where you want to put some main concepts of the ISTE standards for students and teachers into a WordArt. So let's start with learning how to create a WordArt that tells people about ourselves. What you want to do is think of words that matter to you, like family. I have a cat named Mo. I think it's important to inspire people. My word that I'm focusing on this year is compassion. I love to hike, I love to bike, I love to read, I love to cook, I love to camp, I love to take pictures, I love to watch birds, I love being out in nature, I love learning, I hope that I'm a good model for other people. And lastly, I think it's always important to dream. Now, I haven't put a lot of words in here. It might look like it, but this really isn't that many. You want to add as many words as you possibly can, because the more words you have, the better your picture turns out. But this will do for now. So these are just words that I think of. I think in my assignment I ask you to give me some goals, or maybe some things that you might want to work toward. So you may have different words that you come up with that work for you more so than other people. That's what's fun about this, is not only are our words going to be different, but our images will be different. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click Import Words, and you can see they've all shown up over here. If you want one word to be bigger than the rest, which, as I said to you, the word compassion is a word that I'm focusing on this year, you can change the size from a 1 to a 2. I don't recommend you go any larger than 2, because then the other words will get drowned out. Now remember, I said the left-hand side of your screen is where you work. So now all you do is you go down and you click on the next heading. You choose an image that you want to use. And if you look over here, you can see that you can kind of go, jump to a specific topic. I think that I will pick a tree for my image. Notice nothing is happening over here. Sorry, nothing is happening over here on the right-hand side of the screen. I'll explain how you get things to show up in just a moment. I'm going to now click on font, and I always like to choose something that looks a little bit unique but is still legible. Sometimes we pick fonts and they just don't look good. Here's a cool tip. You can always make changes over here whenever you want. So if you go through all of these steps and you look at your image and you're like, ugh, that didn't turn out, you can always come back over here and change it. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. Okay, I'm working my way down. Layout. I like doing random. And then finally, style. And you're welcome to play with any of these settings in here. I'm just kind of showing you really quickly how to use the tool. The style for me is probably pretty good. I don't want to mess with the colors too much because it's a tree. I don't want to change what a tree looks like. You do whatever you want to do. Okay, I'm done on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, all I have to do is click Visualize, and it will draw my word art and appear on the right-hand side. That doesn't look too bad, does it? Now, when you're on your word art website, you'll see that these words pop up and become larger. This is great if you're using the word art to teach. You can have it up on your screen like this, but once you download it, it just is an image. So when you go to share it with me, it will just be a flat image, just so you're aware. I actually love the way this looks. Darn it, I'm going to show you how to change it. So I'm going to sneak over here to the right-hand side. I could either add words if I wanted to, so I can click add, and maybe I thought of another word. I'm just going to put sleep, and then I'm going to hit enter. And notice you didn't see anything change over here. You might not have noticed, but nothing changed. I'm going to sneak over here and I'm going to change the font. And when I get done, what I have to do is I'm going to do that one. And I like the layout, I like the style. I have to come back over here and click Visualize. When I do that, it takes my updates. It takes the word that I added, it takes the font that I added, and then it changes it. And now, do you see the word sleep in here anywhere? I'd have to like literally highlight each one of these to try and find the word sleep that I added, but it's there, I guarantee. So this is how you use word art. In your assignment today, in your assignment for Unit 2, you have two ways that you're going to create a word art. The first one is a word art about you. And so what I would like for you to do, if you would please, when you go in here and you start importing your words, I think it would be good for you to start with your name, and then I'll say import words. See how that was a different way I could do it. And I would recommend you change your size to 2. I'm going to revisualize. And then I know whose it is. I mean, obviously when you share it with me, I'll know it's yours, but I think it's kind of cool to do that. Just an FYI, every time you click visualize, it will redraw your image. So if you like the way it is, don't click visualize anymore. I love this. This is perfect. This actually, I see these words and I think this is me. So I'm going to leave it the way it is. Now, I need to share it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the download menu and I'm going to download it as a standard. And you can either do PNG or JPEG. JPEG works just fine, whatever you're comfortable with. PNG is often used for web design, web building, and so it shows up a little bit better online. JPEG is perfect. So I'm just going to do a standard JPEG. And you can see that it downloaded at the bottom of my screen to a file called WordArt. Now what I want to do is I want to go, and I'm actually going to open a different tab, and I'll use my personal account to do that. I'm going to go into my email. And I'm going to compose a new email message to Caskey EdTech, and I'm going to type in Caskey Word Art, and then I'll just put a quick note in here and attach that file. So I click on my attachment. Now here's a trick I have to remember. I don't know where my downloads always go. Phew, I got lucky. It went to my downloads. Okay, so I'm going to click Open, and I'm going to click Send. That is a tutorial for using the tool called wordart.com and a quick tutorial on how to email it to me. Good luck! I cannot wait to see your guys' word art.